Welcome to The Unfiltered Athlete. I'm Mike Bourne and I'm here to talk about all things sport and fitness related, aiming to give valuable insights, experience and knowledge from as many athletes and their given sports as possible. Don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button and turn on the notification settings so that you don't miss out on any exciting guests. Now sit back, relax and enjoy this week's episode. You are joining me for episode number 5 of The Unfiltered Athlete. I'm sat here with Iiris Rosenlöf.
Yes.
Perfect pronunciation that was, by the way. And essentially, I've dubbed Iiris the world's fittest vegan. And the reason why I've asked Iiris to come on today is I think she's got a really interesting story in terms of the amount that she trains and the level that she competes at. And the fact that she's vegan. So obviously that means that her nutrition and her food intake is completely different to the vast majority of people that you compete against.
Yeah.
And the vast majority of people in the world actually in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
So basically I wanted to hear your story today of obviously what you because you weren't always vegan.
No.
So basically your upbringing, how you grew up, what sort of sports and activities that you did, and then when the change came for the food options, and how you've coped with it since, and sort of what your day-to-day intake looks like to keep you sort of sustained and fueled for your training, and what your aspirations are as an athlete.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm going to put the light on.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah, for me. Yeah, mocha for me, please. Iiris doesn't drink caffeine, apparently, so she's in the wrong place. Right. So, see, I told you it's unfiltered. We just chat and we just talk. There's no editing skills from me, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I've got a lot to learn in that scenario. So, Iiris, start us off.
Yeah.
Talk about what your sort of childhood was like in terms of your sporting activity and things that you used to do.
So I never did anything like competitive sports. I danced ballet for 10 years. So that's what I started like when I was very young.
Yeah.
Because my mom used to dance ballet, so she wanted me to join or go there as well. And then I changed to circus. So I did like acrobatics.
So Cirque du Soleil kind of things.
Huh?
Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not quite at that level, but like similar stuff. So you always choose like what your main focuses are. And I did handstand, different like handstand skills. And then aerial rope, so the rope that hangs from the roof.
Oh, well, when you like wrap around it and
Yeah. So, and then some acrobatics, of course, like some pyramids and stuff like that. But those were my 2 main things. And only then when I stopped circus, I was 15, I think. Then after that, I got into CrossFit. So
from a relatively young age, and 15.
Yeah. I started CrossFit when I was 16. So that was the first thing I ever like competed in.
How did you get into CrossFit? Did you see someone compete? Was there something on the TV? Was there an athlete that you knew? Or
it was the documentary in Netflix, the first CrossFit Games documentary. I saw it in Netflix, and then I decided I want to be there. And I was already a bit bored with circus. I think it was just not for me anymore. So I wanted to do something more tough.
Yeah.
And challenge myself more, like in terms of fitness. So I saw the documentary, and then I had to battle a little bit with my parents because I was still 15, and they thought it's like way too hard training for such a young person, like with weights and stuff. So we had this.
The old myth.
Yeah.
Young people can't lift weights.
So we had this battle for like 6 months maybe. And then finally I got the permission to join the on-ramp, and then...
Nice,
Yeah.
That's good. So 15 years of age, you started training. What do you feel like your entry was? As in, Did you feel like a complete beginner, or did you feel like you had something behind you because of the gymnastics side of things?
Yeah. I was very good at like gymnastic stuff. Like I could do all the handstand things. I learned very quickly to do like all the kipping stuff and the muscle ups as well. I wasn't very strong. I was quite tiny, so the strength has been like the biggest kind of struggle to build. But the gymnastic was very good. I was pretty good when I joined the on ramp. Yeah.
And how old are you now?
I'm 24.
24. So you're coming up to 10 years now training in CrossFit nearly.
Yes, well, 8 years. I started at 16.
It's not at 16. Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that. So 8 years is still a long time. I think that's how long have I been doing it now? I've been doing it since 2018 was my first Open. So
6 years.
Yeah, so I'm less than you.
Yeah.
You've been
Yeah.
veteran of the sport.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So and in terms of your accolades so far, or your experience so far in CrossFit, what sort of tell them what the highest level is that you've got to?
So I've been to semifinals for 4 years, but in a team. So we never made it to the games. But I think that's the highest level I've been to in the terms of the CrossFit Games season. I've also competed in like other elite competitions like Wodapalooza and stuff, but yeah, I think the clearest path is to talk about the CrossFit Games season.
No, for sure, and I think that 4 times going to semi-finals is not something to be ashamed of, that's for sure. Like I say, it takes a lot of work to get there.
Yeah.
And obviously this is the main reason I wanted to bring you on here to talk about was the whole process of you getting there, because like we said at the start, like obviously you are vegan, so your food choices are completely different to everyone else. So just talk a little bit about your pathway to that. Like at what age did you change? Why did you change? And how's it going?
Yeah. So, like you said in the beginning, I've not always been vegan. So I used to eat like a lot of meat because we ate a lot of meat in our family, like mainly meat, and I was very like carnivore. But it's changed. I think it's soon 10 years ago. So I was like 14, I think. So it's changed like overnight. There was some videos I saw online from Finland, where they keep all the animals, like the cows and pigs and everyone, before they kill them. And I saw like some videos kind of behind the scenes how bad they treat the animals, and I never realized it was that bad, like the case. And that's when I was like, okay, I don't want to support that kind of animal violation. And then I just changed. I decided I don't want to support that, and I'm not going to eat meat anymore.
So essentially, it's a moral decision. Then it's not like a health point where you can't digest meat or anything. You have eaten meat before. And you say that you just decided. So does that mean, excuse the pun, that you just went cold turkey and stopped eating meat straight away the next day, or was it like did you wean yourself off it and have a little bit here and a little bit there and then fully stop?
No, I stopped straight away. But I left out the red meat, and then chicken, and then fish, and then like eggs and dairy. So it was maybe like a 6-month period where I went from eating everything to fully vegan. But when I saw the videos, I changed the red meat straight away. And there was also, again, a lot of battles with my parents during that 6 months. So it wasn't easy, but I made it through.
No, you definitely did. And I think that for me, I know I always joke with you about, veganism. Yeah. To me, it's never a point of, for me, anyone has their own, they can make their own decisions. It's their own choice about what they do and don't want to eat. I don't care. Yeah. If that's the way someone wants to eat, that's the way someone wants to eat. But if I'm friendly with someone and obviously I get on with them, it's funny to have a bit of a back and forth and jokes and stuff. So I would never be the person that would try and change you. But that's why I find it very interesting that you're competing at such a high level, training so much. I mean, you train what, 4 hours a day, something like that, 3 hours a day?
Yeah, 4 4.5.
There you go, even more. So the fact that you're training so hard and training so much, and also covering such like a vast difference in your training. So it's not just strength, it's not just endurance. Because you are doing CrossFit, you are doing everything. So you're having to make sure that your body is fueled for all the impact, but also all the wear and tear of the endurance work and stuff as well. So what's a day look like for you in terms of eating? And I mean, how many calories are you on for one? And then how are you like maintaining that protein level? Because we know that it's super important to have that good protein intake. And obviously, what are your main go-tos that you eat to get that protein level nice and high?
So I eat roughly like 3,400 calories a day. And I keep it pretty much the same, like every day of the week. And also throughout the year. If I'm hungry, I eat more, but that's like roughly the amount. And when it comes to the protein, like the plant-based protein, doesn't digest quite as well as the meat protein in terms of like you have to eat a bit more to get the like amount of protein you actually need. Or that's like what the studies so far say. So I eat like a bit more protein just in case. That's like roughly I eat like 170 grams per day. So it's maybe like 2.5 times my body weight. So it's a pretty good amount.
Yeah, what are you eating to get that source? What's the main foods that you eat to get that level of protein?
So I eat like quite a lot of different things. So I get the protein from different sources. It's not just like something like very protein rich. I get everything from. So I try to have like, obviously you get protein from like grains like oats and pasta as well. But I eat tofu a lot. That's my like favorite. In the like lunch and dinner. And then I use protein powder, but only like 1 portion a day, so nothing crazy. And then some other products like some like soy yogurt, soy milk, all of that has quite a lot of protein. Like while I do like overnight oats and stuff, I add those in. And then just like some snacks, I eat bread, I eat bagels. There's a lot of like protein-rich bagels and bread that just have some added protein as well. So especially in Dubai, I try to like get those in more because the options are a bit more limited here than in Finland, like in grocery stores. So my diet is actually quite different here than in Finland.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Do you find that you when you go back to Finland, you enjoy your food more, or is it?
I think in Finland I cook way more different things. But here the options in like restaurants are way better than in Finland. So it goes like it's a
give or take.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Okay, interesting. So for me now, I want to talk about. Do you feel like at any point while you've been training or while that you're competing that you have any disadvantage because of the way that you eat? Has that impacted your growth, as it were, as an athlete? So do you think that you take longer to get stronger? Do you think it takes longer for you to get fitter? And do you look around on the comp floor at the other athletes that you compete against, knowing that they're not vegan, thinking, I'm missing out here, or what do I need to do but differently or better to compete and beat them, as it were?
Of course, it's like hard to say because I don't know how how would I feel if I would eat everything?
Yeah.
Because it's been such a long time ago. So I don't know if it would be easier, for example, to get stronger, faster, get more muscle if I would eat like meat. I don't know. It's possible. And of course, I have to make sure I get like some specific like supplements that I don't get from some things like iron, like some B vitamin and stuff that I don't get from the diet. So if I if I don't get those supplements, I will probably like give advantage to the other competitors.
And do you feel that your decision to be vegan, do you feel that you get looked at differently from other people? Do you feel that people look at you and think, she's vegan, she's not going to be very strong, or she's vegan, she can't compete with us?
No, I don't think so. Also, I don't think many people know that because I don't really like push it anywhere.
Yeah.
It's not in my Instagram biograph or
Maybe
anything.
Maybe it should be. Little plant.
Yeah. So actually, I don't think many people know it.
Now they do.
Now they do. Now everyone knows. The whole world knows.
Is gonna know. Yeah, the world is gonna know.
So yeah, I don't think so. I think it's more like in different scenarios in life, people might like think differently of me because I'm vegan. But I don't think in the CrossFit space probably.
I don't think people should necessarily feel or think differently towards you. Like, especially the fact that it's a moral decision. So that's just the way that you view something.
Yeah.
And obviously, essentially, that view is your opinion.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know that we're friends, and I know that you don't look down upon me or look at me differently because I eat.
Yeah.
You know, I think everyone's got to be respected for their opinion and obviously what they feel is right, and what they feel is wrong, and what they feel works for them. And obviously, this is the route that you've taken, and at the moment, it's working very well for you. And obviously, I hope it continues to as well. But I know that you definitely are getting stronger, because obviously I've seen a big difference in you over the last few years, and especially the last time you came here, you were just finishing off that strength cycle, and what you added, was it 20 kilos or something
to my back squat? Yeah.
I mean, that's insane. So I mean, clearly it shows that there may be, you know, studies out there that suggest different, but obviously you're sort of the proof is in the pudding, as it were, and you are the proof that you can be a vegan, you can get stronger.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to ask was, because you are vegan, obviously you do stay up to date and look at the studies on what the best foods are to eat, where you're going to get your best protein from. So the fact that you look at those studies for veganism, do you still take note of the studies on meat consumption, or do you not pay any attention to them?
No, I don't really pay attention to them because of the decision I've made. It's not like I'm not ready to give up on my veganism.
Yeah.
Because even if I would possibly improve a bit faster in CrossFit, so in this case I prioritize my like values in terms of being vegan over the possible improved performance.
Yeah. No, that's fair. No, I didn't mean that in the sense of, oh, you're going to read these studies and go, that's it, I'm not vegan anymore. Sometimes I think it's interesting to know, because there could be something that comes out from a study that you're like, actually, that supports my, you know, my views. And because I know that I always try to stay up to date with certain things, and I've spoken about this before in another podcast that I did with Sarah, because I remember Sarah used to be vegan, and obviously one of the reports that I remember seeing, or the studies that I remember seeing, was about Novak Djokovic when he had an injury. He was world number one, went vegan, got a few injuries, dropped down, and then started to reintroduce just fish and chicken, I think it was, into his diet, and obviously that helped with his injuries, and he went back up to number one. And obviously I'm not saying that is a direct influence, that it's the fish and it's the chicken, but obviously there's going to be some correlation there where people will be like, that's the reason why. And I know that, like, when it comes to a moral decision, it's not it's not something that's going to change overnight, for sure, and that's fair enough. Now, because it is a moral decision, obviously you've said that your decision came from seeing videos of behind the scenes and stuff. Have you seen the Netflix documentary Game Changers?
I've seen it. It's been a while. I don't remember when it came out, but when it came out, I've seen it.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you what your opinion on that was, because I remember watching it, and like I say, I remember being annoyed at certain things, not because I'm like, oh, I'm a meat eater. It was more so I felt like there was some kind of agenda behind it. Obviously there is anyway, but I felt like there was an agenda behind it in order to really sort of highlight and glorify the vegan diet, but by subtly, essentially lying about or misleading people with certain facts and certain stats, as it were. And I wanted to know what your opinion on the program was. I mean, there's multiple. I mean, what's the other one? There's Cowspiracy. There's multiple out there. And obviously, I know that when a documentary comes out, it can have a bit more bias towards what they want. But there were certain things that were said on there that were frustrating for someone to hear. And you're like, I don't quite think that's true, but it's cleverly talked about and cleverly structured to make it sound like it's true. And was that something that you watched thinking, oh, this is completely 100% true and that's why I'm happy to be vegan? Or did you honestly, as a vegan, think, I'm not too sure about that? Or
so I never believe anything like straight away. So I don't think, like overall, I don't like the black and white type of thinking or like how you give out info. I think it's never like that. So that's why I'm not like a fan of this type of documentary. Because I think it's way too black and white. Like it says like the vegan diet is the only one, like only right one because of this and this and this and this. And I don't agree with that. Even though it works for me and I'm happy to be vegan, I don't think it's the right one for everyone. And like I said, there is some pros like in the vegan diet, I think, but there's also some cons, and so it's in the other diets.
For sure.
And I think like all of us are different, even though we're all human, we're still different. Like we come from different cultures, from different places, and our bodies are still different. They work differently. So I think everyone just needs to find the best way for them to eat. But I also think some people are they just want to be like, they just don't like the vegan diet at all. Like they aren't even like open to try anything. And also I don't like that either, because I think you can't say that something doesn't work for you if you haven't tried.
I think that when I look at it in terms of, like you were just saying, actually, I think that's really important. The whole cultural aspect of things is different as well, because we know that coming from certain different areas of the world, certain foods are not eaten as much in those areas, which then means that in those areas there's sometimes a lot of intolerances to said foods. And obviously I know that some people do become vegan because they can't digest meat properly, so that then works for them and they're able to obviously utilize the right fruits that their body is going to be able to handle. And I think that when looking at the vegan diet, and if let's say, for example, someone like myself, if I was to go and go straight to a vegan diet, I think I can sit here and say that I would probably feel really good for the first few weeks, few months potentially, solely because I know that there's things in my diet that are not great for me. I'm not afraid to admit that I love a good slice of pizza and I love a number of cookies. I think everyone knows that. And obviously if I was to eliminate them from my diet, because obviously there's ingredients in them that go against veganism, as it were, I'm pretty sure that I would feel good because of the amount of nutritious food that I would take in. And that's not to say that I don't eat nutritious food, but obviously when you are limited to a lot of greens and a lot of veg that have a lot of vitamins and antioxidants and stuff in them, the likelihood is if someone has a bad diet anyway, if they then automatically change to veganism, of course they're going to feel good because they're giving their body such an influx of good quality food. And I think obviously that's where I think the line gets blurred between, let's use carnivore and veganism. Like you said, with everything being so black and white, I think that people need to remember that one of the main problems with obesity, one of the main problems with being overweight and sluggish and feeling bad is obviously highly processed food. And you've said that you only have one shake a day, as it were, to get your extra protein in. But
Yeah.
the majority of other stuff comes from, your veg
Whole
and your grains
foods,
and
like,
actual whole foods.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that people miss out on, is the whole food is the key.
Yeah.
And making sure that you're eating good amount of, good quality whole foods is what's going to help in terms of your health benefits. And we're sat here in a cafe now. If you was to pick up the menu, I know you've been here before. Like, is it what are you looking for straight away in terms of what you're going to eat? Have you found that in Dubai that it's hard to find good places with a good amount of vegan options, or is it you always stick to certain places because you know that it's going to be, there's good options there for you?
So if I can choose the place myself, I go somewhere where I have some options. So, but often, unfortunately, it's still like some restaurants only have like 1 or 2 options.
Yeah.
And then I don't have a lot to choose. Then I just go there. I'm like, the only vegan one, that's for me. But that's mostly if I just want to join someone else. And then I know I can get at least something to eat.
Yeah.
So it's fine for me. And if the option is good, I don't need like many things to, because I always stick to pretty similar stuff. Like here I would like acai bowls, avocado toast, like scrambled tofu. Those are normally things. Maybe some burritos that I get from like breakfast kind of food, which are very common here in Dubai. So if basically I have any of those options, it's fine for me.
Yeah.
And also because I still eat lots at home and I count my macros, even though I would get like acai bowl, which everyone knows doesn't have like protein, it's more just carbs and fats.
Yeah.
Then I just get some more protein in when I get home. So it's not so like, even though the vegan option wouldn't have that much protein, it doesn't mean I lack my protein on that day.
Yeah.
I just get it later or before.
And do you feel pressure sometimes to go out into social settings with your friends based upon where they choose to go and eat, or do you find that your friends tend to accommodate and try and find places that they know or that you know will have vegan options?
Yeah, I think many people try to do that, and also actually it's pretty easy these days to get at least something.
Yeah.
So even like some meat place I've been in Dubai, like a very, very carnivore place, they still were able to make me like a vegan dish.
Yeah.
And also it's just fine for me to, even if I would get like a French fries or something, it's like occasionally it's okay, because I go there for the people, for the actual like event, and not necessarily for the food always. If I want to go somewhere for the food, then I prefer to kind of choose the place myself, so I know I will enjoy the food actually.
And one thing you have already mentioned to me is, and I find this crazy because I wouldn't say that I don't use energy drinks, I don't use pre-workout, but I do drink coffee.
Yeah.
So that's where I get a decent amount of caffeine from. You don't drink caffeine.
No.
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah.
Which blows my mind,
Yeah.
because obviously, for me, like the amount that you do train, sometimes I would think in my head, you need a boost of caffeine at some point to get you through. So I don't know whether it's just your age, because you are young and you're still full of life. Wait until you're my age, and then you'll probably be straight on the coffee. God, give me that's my 5th one of the day. But I do find it interesting. Actually, I wanted to bring it onto the point, because you mentioned before we started talking that you have what do you call it? The headache thing.
Oh, it's called cluster headache or Horton syndrome.
Talk about that.
Yeah, so it's like it started like 7 years ago for me, but I got it diagnosed like maybe 4 years ago. So shortly, it's like it's kind of like a migraine, but it comes in very different ways than migraine. So it comes in clusters. So it means that when it starts, the cluster lasts for a longish time. So for me, it's been anything between 4 to 8 weeks. And then the headache is gone, completely gone for a long time again. So that's been normally for me like 6 months. And when I have the cluster going, I normally get like 2 to worst cases, like maybe 4 to 5 like headache strokes per 24 hours. Normally more towards like the night, during the night, evening, morning. And the headache it's very rare, the whole thing, and it's very painful. You can't really function in any way when you get the headache. And I do have a medicine for it, which you always have to take when the headache starts. So it's nothing that like would prevent
it.
There is some medicine for that, but those are a bit tricky with the high intensity training I do. So I can't really use those medicines. So I have to work with what I have.
So there's more things for you to have to take into account with your training, which is again interesting. I was going to joke and say I find sometimes that maybe it's because of like caffeine withdrawal, or as it were. Not that I have like loads every day, but if you're used to having a coffee in the morning, for me sometimes if I don't have a coffee in the morning, if I prolong that period, sometimes I find that I can get a bit cloudy and a bit heavy-headed with a bit of a headache, and then I have a coffee and then it goes. And I don't know whether that's my body's saying you need a coffee, you need caffeine, which again I don't know whether that's too healthy or not, but either way, sometimes and I was going to say the fact that you don't drink caffeine, maybe that could be a reason why you get your headaches. But I'm no doctor, so I'm not going to say that that's the cause. But it was just a little theory that I had in my head, because I sometimes get it myself when I have a headache. And then I have and having not had a coffee, and then I have my first coffee, and then it's gone. It's like
I think that's because you're used to getting the caffeine. So maybe that's, for me, that's the thing. I know caffeine can actually be very useful in sports. You can actually have benefits from it.
Focus and clarity and
So I'm not saying it's like bad for you. I just don't want to have any of these. What is caffeine, like addictions, so that if I don't get something, I would feel somehow like that I'm lacking on something, or get some, like you said, like headache or other possible symptoms from that. So that's why I don't want to like get used to drinking caffeine.
And do you feel that there's a stark difference between Finland and Dubai in terms of weather? Extremely hot, extremely cold. Do you notice the difference in your body? Do you notice the difference in your preparation and your training when training in one place compared to the other? And do you also notice the difference in terms of having to stay hydrated and drinking enough? Are you having to drink way more here than you are in Finland, or do you not drink enough in Finland, or because obviously when you're cold, sometimes you don't necessarily feel like you need to drink. Over here, you sweat so much that you as soon as you finish your workout, you sort of you need something straight away because you know that you need to replenish. And is that a big, are you just a water girl because you don't drink things like caffeine? Do you still drink electrolytes and things? As well?
I do. Of course, like I think you need to, like with the amount of sweating and to get the salts in. So there is a big difference. I think I feel like I function here way better because of the temperature is higher, so my body feels way better. But it's also more like demanding for the body, like training. So you for sure have to like focus more on the hydration side. And I drink way more here than in Finland. I don't know, it's just I just forget to drink in Finland.
I'm the same whenever I go back home to the UK. Like, I don't know what it is. I seem to be in a routine here where like I've always got a bottle with me and I'm drinking. Whereas when I'm in the UK, I don't. It just slips my mind and I never have it. It frustrates me sometimes. So I'm like, oh, I need a drink now and I don't have one. Whereas I go walk around with a bottle all the time here because it's so ingrained into the routine of the lifestyle. So I think that it isn't obviously that's obviously an added factor on top of diet as well, is making sure that obviously that you do drink enough.
Yeah.
So obviously, like we've spoken about your food intake. We've spoken about like why. I want to know now what, and that is what is next for you, and what are your goals? Because you're still very young. You're now over here for really what, a year? You're going to be here for a long time?
The winter season, so I always pick the best.
Best of both.
Best of both.
Yeah. So you're going to be here until what, next summer probably?
Yeah.
Summer's probably what, May, June-ish, something
May.
like that. So you've got a long extended period here.
Yeah.
So what are your goals? Because there's a number of competitions coming up. Obviously, the main competition that you're training for is acid bath.
Yes. Yes.
That's the whole reason she came.
Yeah.
She came to Dubai.
100%.
She's like, I knew acid bath was coming,
Yes.
and I want to win. So obviously, acid bath is up there. If you've not signed up, make sure you do. Teams are 3 female and male, and individual female and male, and you can do both.
Little ad.
There's 20,000 dirhams up for grabs, not vouchers, dirhams. So cash, money. So yeah, little plug there. 1st of November. This will go out before the 1st of November. So people. So I know there's a few competitions coming up that you're probably going to look to qualify for or do. Crucible.
Yes.
Are you going to do Storm Games?
That's the plan.
Yeah.
But the team.
Team.
Yes.
Have you got your team? Are you allowed to say your team?
I'm not going to say anything yet.
The Storm Games, always a great competition over in Fajira. There's usually a lot of big name athletes that come over because again they have some good prize money.
Yeah.
You're gonna go. Are you gonna try for Wadapalooza again?
Yeah. Again, it's a plan to do the team again, not the individual, but the team. But the qualifiers are not until November, so nothing certain yet.
Yeah.
But I would like to do it again.
And then obviously the CrossFit Open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have. I haven't made any plans for the next season yet because I feel like I need to see like the rule book and the whole structure of the season.
The schedule.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Because before I can plan anything. So.
And then. What about World Fitness Project? Would you try any of the qualifiers for that?
Yeah, I think I could be interested in, but again, I need to see how the next season looks
Yeah.
before I make decisions because the qualifiers are very demanding.
Yeah.
Like
sure.
you really have to put the whole week into it, and it requires so many people. You need to weigh all the weights and everything.
Yeah.
So it's. To be honest, quite pain in the ass, which is good. They make it very strict.
You say
but
it's fair.
Yeah, it's fair. But like you really have to kind of pick what you want to put your energy in because you can't do everything. I feel like it's a bit like an issue at the moment with the season, like at least with this year.
Yeah.
That you have so many options that many athletes just like end up doing kind of everything, and then they will burn out.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do that. I want to focus on some things I pick and then accept that I'm not doing the other things.
So other than acid bath, what's your next focus?
So actually I will focus more on like the training side the end of the year.
Yeah.
So I will return to the strength cycle.
Nice.
I'll do part 2.
Yeah.
Except some big numbers again. So that's actually the plan for now. And then because the competitions are mostly more like in the beginning of the year and then towards the summer.
Do you feel that obviously when you're doing these strength cycles, obviously you're going to be eating more because I always find it myself. Whenever you do a strength cycle, you're just constantly hungry.
Yeah.
Always want to eat. You know.
I'm tired.
And so, as a female, obviously whenever you're competing or just even being a female in general, there is always that social pressure to look a certain way, weigh a certain weight, you know, present yourself in a specific manner. Not that there even should be these constraints on women, there shouldn't be at all, but do you feel those? And if and when you do, what's your thought process moving through it? Are you just solely like, no, I'm an athlete. I don't care if I put weight on because I'm doing a strength program. I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to do it. Or is there still in the back of your mind like a point where you're like, oh, maybe shouldn't, you know, I don't want to look like that. Or, you know, how do you approach your strength training?
Yeah, it's a hard question. I think for sure it's something I think about, and it's like, in some way, it's like a constant battle in the head. But for me, it's I think being strong, and that's the main thing now. And actually, for me, even like when I did the strength cycle in the spring, I felt overall way better than I do with more CrossFit training.
Yeah.
So for me, actually, my body works way better with that kind of training. And even though I put up the big numbers in the back squat and everything, I still gained 0 weight.
Oh, good.
During the strength cycle. So, and I don't say that's a good or bad thing, like that you shouldn't or you should, but for me, I didn't have to go through that battle of like bulking, because that didn't happen to me.
So I mean, that shows really that your gains were true strength gains.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a mass moves mass kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's like I say, it's hard. I know it's hard sometimes, and it's not just women that struggle with that. Like the image of fitness has changed so much over the years. There always seems to be these little pushes for now people want to look strong. Now people want to slim down. Now someone wants to be a CrossFit athlete. Now someone wants to be a hybrid athlete. There always seems to be something that comes around and gets like momentum and gets on everyone's algorithms and pushes. And it is a constant battle to not get drawn down certain roads for sure. And obviously that's why I wanted to bring you on and obviously talk about your veganism, because you sort of have stayed strong to what your morals are, and you have pushed through, and you're still going, and you obviously have no time to stop at the moment, which is great. And obviously, you've trained with some great athletes, or some great athletes that you train with in life every day. I know that you've trained with Jana Koski.
Yes.
Was what 10 or 11 time CrossFit Games athlete, is it, or something like that? It's definitely.
Sorry, Jon.
Pretty sure it's 10.
I think it's 10. I think this was 10th year. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, again, he's also someone that, to me, is sort of the epitome of good at everything. Exceptional swimmer. Very good on the endurance side of things. Put him on a swim, put him on a bike, and Jana is miles ahead of everyone.
Or kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, then he still has some amazing numbers in his cleans. Obviously, not the top numbers compared to him, but in terms of the average, is well above average. And also, like his barbell cycling and his gymnastics is great as well. And he's someone that, for me, he's a great advocate for CrossFit in terms of just being good at everything. He does excel in others, and obviously he sustained like a long career within the sport, and obviously training with someone like him, do you learn a lot from him? What sort of things do you sort of see when he trains that you're like, I can implement that now? Or is it just work ethic, and is it just like grind and determination?
I think it's that, like he doesn't like complain or come up with excuses. He just like works hard and gets the work done. And I think it's just like the experience he has from competing for such a long time, and the lessons he has learned, like sometimes through mistakes
and injuries
that I think there's just a lot to look up to. For me, while I'm still even though I've done CrossFit for 8 years, but I still feel like I'm kind of starting the journey in the competitive.
I think it's one thing I've noticed. Obviously, I've seen you train in the gym. I've done workouts with you. I've been in the pool with you, and obviously done some swimming. Like for me, that is what the point I was getting at was like, you to me have that mentality of it's not necessarily just a a specific way of training. You have the determination and the drive factor to want to get better.
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, I need to get better. It's you want
Yeah.
it. And obviously I've seen that especially in the pool for me. Like I notice it more so when people swim with me. When people ask me questions about swimming and they don't sort of like monotonously just go through just do the distance. When people want to learn and when they ask questions about, am I doing this right? You know, what can I do better? That to me shows someone is willing and wants to learn. And I've noticed that with you.
Yeah.
Obviously in the pool, but also in the gym as well. Like you are also always striving for more, and that's why for me, like in terms of what I see in the gym, it's very sort of inspirational to see you go down that path, but also to go down that path being a vegan as well at the same time. And I know that I joke with you. I have laughed. You know, it's all fun and games, I promise. But it is, you know, there is some admiration there from myself. That's like, no, see, it is impressive what you do. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what you can achieve in the future, because like I say, you are still very young, and obviously, you know, hopefully at some point we'll see you on that TV at the games.
Yes.
Representing Finland.
Yes.
And CrossFit Alive.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see you at the top of the top. And I know that there's going to be some competitions on the way that we can support you at as well. And obviously, just want to wish you all the best from me. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
On the Unfiltered Athlete. And obviously, I have a fair few other athletes and ex-sportsmen lined up for some interesting conversations that will be coming up on the next few episodes. So again, from me and Iiris, thank you for joining, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.